Yesterday in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, a reporter asked J.D. Vance what advice he gave the president about the Iran war. He smiled. And then he said, "I don't want to go to prison."
I hate to disappoint you, but I'm not going to show up here and in front of God and everybody else tell you exactly what I said in that classified room, partially because I don't want to go to prison, and partially because I think it's important for the President of the United States to be able to talk to his advisors without those advisors running their mouth to the American media.
To understand why that moment matters, you have to go back 2 years. J.D. Vance on record, unprompted, calling war with Iran a huge distraction of resources. A man positioning himself as the last voice in Washington willing to say what the establishment wouldn't, that America had spent enough blood and money fighting other people's wars. That was his identity. That was his promise. Now he's in the room where those wars are decided, and when asked what he said in that room, his answer is prison. While he was on stage in Rocky Mount, the war he once called a distraction was entering its 3rd week. B-2 stealth bombers, flying 18 undetected hours from Missouri, were still dropping 30,000-pound bunker busters on underground targets in Iran. Gas prices had climbed 21% since the first strike. The sign behind Vance read, "Lower prices, bigger paychecks." He talked about election integrity. He also didn't mention the school. On the opening day of U.S. strikes, a missile hit the Shajara Tayyiba Elementary School in southern Iran. 168 people killed, most of them girls, ages 7 to 12. When reporters asked President Trump if the United States was responsible, he first blamed Iran. Then, when pressed, he said, "I don't know enough about it."
The report says the military investigation has found it was the United States that struck the school.
I don't know about it.
Trump himself acknowledged publicly that Vance was philosophically a little different and maybe less enthusiastic about going. The president knows, Vance knows, and instead of saying any of it out loud, he flew to North Carolina and handed the crowd an enemy they could understand. What do you think Vance is actually afraid of?